He didn't smoke bud or ciggies and would hardly even drink. Cheeky innocence preoccupied with skating and putting paint on walls and more with solid and ink. There were no leading hints to what was to become, so no one begun to think that by 14 an older peer, selfish for a partner in addiction, would offer him a shot a year for free and simply say, "This one's on me. Man, you'll love it, just try it and see." It was something new and there was nothing to do, so he agreed. And so by 14 and a half, the veins weren't clean on his arms, and the game wasn't a game anymore, but a daily task. The principal would ring his mum and ask where he was. She didn't know, he hadn't come home in days, and thought it was all because of family troubles and those at school confused and worried. She thought she'd push him away further if she didn't keep her cool, but found it hard cause he had broken the rules. Their relationship and trust sadly grew a bigger gap. Meanwhile habits flourished and he'd take almost whatever his hands could grab, perfecting the same art in shops and more valuable shit he'd dack. But his heart was always too genuine and he never did that to his mates, to stab them in the back. Unlike so many other fake cunts controlled by the junk, he kept the highest amount of respect no matter how far down he sunk or how desperate he was on his perilous hunt. Kept inside was the struggle of his childhood, moving around the country, losing friends, and years earlier his best one went for good. Internal turmoil, and back then he'd no idea how he should deal with this unlaw world, an unfair life that wouldn't even let him keep his closest friend alive. With a burning chest and suffocated lungs, he couldn't express how he felt and what had so quickly become. And so time went on, new issues and people entered the scene. So many who loved this generous, mad and humorous being maybe didn't see how much they cared, maybe didn't know it was more than it seemed, and that they didn't understand what he was doing, cause they were unaware that he was hurting, to say the least. Too hard to bear, the drugs provided an easy solution, a reason to keep his mind away from his head and away from any more grievous intrusions. And curiosity that lured him to test it, and then with each premature gesture fetal words became fatal pressures, and the substances became more and more precious, as did the soon uncontrollable acts of leisure. Drawn like a spider to the fly, enjoyed until the pleasure had worn off, then came the excruciating hunger and aching inside. Half wanting to escape, the other part just wanted to ease and please that yearning and leave the emptiness behind, even for the few hours that it would satisfy, even if it meant putting his whole life on the line. He would decide, and he had made the decision to take over, guiding him with nothing but black skies, and made him run through poppy paddocks, crushing every clover. Rainbows are dissolved and suddenly the pot of gold felt impossible to find. All he found was another day colder, another chip right out of his shoulder, and more would be on his back. And the more there was, the more he felt, though no one truly understood how hard it was to turn back. So to hell with it, he thought that it was easier to just go searching for pills or another packet. Easy to rack shit, then to go sell all of it and get the money from the freshly ganked shipment to pay for the next hit, the next ganked equipment, which could easily certify this mortal commitment. The turn of 16, it experienced many seasons which had both droughted and flooded the stream. Nightmares flooded the dreams, and close scares were now shrugged off as distant memories. But this time he was keen to resume himself and to finally get and stay clean and gain back his health. And though he knew it was gonna be hard to pursue, he tried and began just drinking and smoking again with the old crew, running amok, but not with a smack, not giving much of a fuck. But at least his old self was back. He decided he was gonna get away for a while to eradicate the chance of more rains, as he'd had enough to fill the knoll. And so the day before he was foaled and organised to leave, he went out to celebrate with one last binging spree. But the plan of this night didn't go the way it was supposed to be. It banned all the light and ended up being the birth of a severe tragedy. And it know I'm